Hey everybody, my name's Chris. I'm a bookaholic. You already know that, so let's go. This is Bookaholic 101 Part 2. I mean, I don't think that we can say that it's 102 because this is kind of the same theme. So I have an addiction. I shared it with you, right? This bibliophile, bookaholic. Boy, I can't stop talking about, thinking about, looking for, buying books. I'm going to show you, I don't know, I'm going to guess 15, maybe more. These are books about books. I've highlighted a few of these over the years. Some of them I have read. A lot of them I've read. A lot of them I have not, but kind of like them. I want to share with you a book I read in 2 days. I sat down. It was probably even in the evening. I started reading this book, Gabrielle Zevin, The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry. I don't know what the deal is with this book, but I started reading it. I couldn't stop. And it had all the things that I love in a way, you know, kind of a little bit of a surprise, some stories. A person who doesn't really necessarily fit in finds a lot of comfort in books. It's kind of a small town, middle of nowhere bookstore. Little. I think over the years I've kind of realized I like books that are a little bit depressing. I probably need therapy, so. But this was such a perfect thing. I remember my mother came to visit, and she basically, I don't know, she read it in a couple days. She's a fast reader. And she said, it was all right. I'm thinking, what are you talking about? It was all right. This was, like, incredible, you know? So good. I love this book still. I could read that one again, which I don't have enough time. Excuse me. I don't have enough time to read all my books that I already own, let alone read them again. I mean, but I'm tempted. Just even looking at that right now. Have you read this? She wrote that book that I have it. Well, it's over there somewhere. It's like Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Really, I have not read that one yet, but I like the way she writes. So this is what I am reading right now. I'm probably, I don't know, a 10th into it. It's called The Bookshops of Second Chances. This is a really super Harlequin romance kind of vibe, you know, the Hallmark Channel. It's like, you know, I hate you. I think I'm falling in love with you. But it has the book world, so that's kind of cool. I do like this. I actually like this one. It takes place in the Europe, like in London. I think that's Australian accent. All right, so anywho, I enjoy it, but it's a little bit romancy, stereotypical. She has a horrible marriage scenario, family, you know, whatever. She's got a job that basically has fired her, and then she's inheriting this money and this this property and these books. So gets to the town. There's already grumpy, irritable people. See, this kind of stuff, you might work for me, but it might irritate me. I'm finding that the older I get, the more I'm irritated. And it doesn't take a lot to push me over the edge. So a lot of books that I start, I don't finish, not because they are horrible. It's just that I get irritated and I don't have the energy to care anymore. It's a little life lesson from me to you. I've been reading this series. It's like I don't even know if you know, the palate cleansing idea that's going around. Yeah, this kind of works for that for me. The lies that bind. What I like about this story is that it takes place in the San Francisco area. I think her family is super in the new agey kind of stuff. They have almost like a little new agey town that they all hang in. So there's some quirky characters. But she, our main protagonist, Brooklyn Wainwright, she is she restores and binds books, a bookbinder. And so there's always a mystery that's surrounding them. I've read a number of these books, and I like them, but I'm embarrassed to tell people that I like them because this seems like such a stereotypical, you know, kind of no-brainer, almost unimportant book. But occasionally I do feel like I learn something a little bit about the bookbinding, and certain works that are mentioned are obviously quite famous, and so I do like it, and I read through them pretty fast. So it's kind of a, I don't know. I don't want to use the word guilty pleasure, because that implies so many more things than are really happening there. Here's a book I've not read yet. I think I just got this. Michiko Oyama, What You Are Looking For Is in the Library. I think I'm going to like this book, but I'm not sure how many people I'm going to disclose this to. Obviously you, but it's one of my favorite writers. Sadly, he's not been able to write for quite a while, but John Dunning, this is kind of awesome because it's signed by the author. I don't know if it was a stroke or what, but physically I don't think he's able to write. And it's sad because, boy, oh boy, this to me is still singular. I don't know that I have found anything as satisfying as the Cliff Janeway series when it comes to the world of books and a good old-fashioned mystery. And I'm really interested in this itch being scratched. So if you know of any books that the book is all about the world of books, and then you have a mystery. I mean, really, obviously, The Name of the Rose is probably the most famous fitting that kind of a genre. But boy, Cliff Janeway, to me, like that series, and there's about 5 of those books. I have them all. I can't get enough of it. I wish that there were dozens. I mean, you know how you meet someone who's a super, fan of Terry Pratchett, Discworld, and there's so many books in that world that he was able to put out, and he was prolific, and everybody who's a fan of Pratchett is so grateful for that. And even though the last few books of maybe that, he was able to put out at the end of his life, you still love it because you want to be in the world, right? Discworld. Well, to me, it's kind of like that for this, but unfortunately, he medically, physically, there's been some struggles. I don't know too much about that, but it's obviously I certainly feel for him as a person and the struggle he's had to live with and experience and face, his family. But just as a reader and a book lover, I wish. And they're so, amazingly gorgeous. But I wish that I had a whole bunch of these, new from him. So if you know anybody like this, oh my gosh, please. All right, so here's something I had recently picked up. The Bookseller of Florence, the story of the manuscripts that illuminated the Renaissance. So this looks awesome. Are you kidding me, right? Feels pretty good. I don't know, but I can't figure out if this is. I think it's probably nonfiction. Boy, that's embarrassing. Okay, Patience and Fortitude. This is the same person, right? Nicholas Basbanes, who wrote A Gentle Madness. So any book addict knows this book. This is legit. And it is like I don't even know how to explain how awesome this is. But it's all of these just kind of contributions to people who obviously identify as a bibliophile, bibliomanes, and the eternal passion for books. You, if you have not, you need this book. And why, it wouldn't, you don't have to do much to provoke you to buy this if you're a bookaholic, because you need this in your life. Once you see it, A Gentle Madness, you're like, I feel like I'm mad. So they put this Patience and Fortitude as well. I love this. Anywho, here's a few more. There's this Lawrence and Nancy Goldstone, and I think this is the first book in the series, Used and Rare. I read this and I loved it. It really just kind of took this couple and shared their book obsession, journeying around. I think they're in the New England area, if I recall, but they're just kind of going all over looking, in bookstores for books. And first time we had ever gone to a place where the people around us were bona fide book collectors. So the dealers, men and women, with little stick-on name tags, were constantly shuttling between booths, surreptitiously whispering and passing books and money to one another. Customers slinking stealthily across the floor, taking books off the shelves. And I mean, are you kidding me? I'm like, maybe I need to read all these again. I love it. Love them. All right, the last couple. How about that? How about that, yo? I love this book, A Passion for Books. My gosh, this is so good. Edited by Harold Rabinowitz and Rob Kaplan. This is like a treasury. Tons of stories, essays, humor, lore, lists of collecting, reading, borrowing, lending, caring for, and appreciating books. Yeah, this is legit. Like, these two right here are hardcore book lover, like crack. And for the record, I actually don't know what it's like to try crack. So, but I think you get the point, right? All right, last three. Remember last video I talked about some of these like almost like coffee table books. This is one. It's a little different in how like it's going through kind of some stuff that it's not so much the photographs of personal libraries, but the maladies of authors, the plight of authors, enemies of books. And so it's going to explore a bunch of fact-finding, tidbits, little things that a book lover would love to know. Last two, catalog of shipwrecked books. I've not read this yet. Super pumped about it. I'm going on a limb, and I'm going to say it has to do with books that are being shipwrecked. Or maybe the people are being shipwrecked, but the books are saved. We'll find out. And the last is this, the bookseller, or the bookshop of the world, making and trading books in the Dutch Golden Age. I know, this sounds super boring, but not to me. Gosh, I could do this. I have a whole wall, like it's a part of a wall that's all just books about books. So, give me some recommendations. Now, I did read Book Lovers, so I know that's pretty popular. Emily something, and I enjoyed that. Okay, so I'm not a complete pretentious. I love that word. Stuffy person who is not open to the tried and true story of love found in difficult times, specifically as you're looking for books to comfort you. But that being said, what are your recommendations? What do you got for me? I know that there's a lot of those kind of books like the ones I've shown. Let me know. Maybe you'll offer one, suggest one that I've never heard of. So I'm thinking about what I'd ultimately like to find is something that's like John Dunning, Cliff Janeway series. I want recommendations like that all day long, okay? Think that library that Patrick Rothfuss kind of gives to us, teases us, and then never really finishes. Like, I'd like something that just scratches that itch until we get another book from him that helps me enjoy that library more. Are you picking up what I'm throwing down? Anyway, I love this stuff. I hope you do too.